Mike is in the building. What up, baby?
What's up? How y'all doing, man?
Good.
See all this young blood in the room,
Oh,
man.
yo.
Y'all
First of all,
Sunday
thank you
show
for
is
coming
popping,
by.
too.
Thank
Gotta
you.
let you know, on Sundays when I'm stoned, not doing nothing, you guys are the perfect thing to do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All the old folks just got mad. The bomb drugs! No, I just do a little Bob Marley talking.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All right, Mike, we know you got an album dropping.
Yeah, Michael.
On
Titled
Friday.
Michael.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us about it.
It's about a 9-year-old boy who would be listening to WAOK with his grandmother in the all-black enclave called Collier Heights in Adamsville, who didn't know what it felt like not to be confident, that if he was competent, that he had the confidence and competence to complete any task. Rest in peace, my old principal from Collier Heights Elementary School, Mr. Twiggs. He did a fine job at giving us an environment. Dr. Samuel Hill, who's still alive, shouts out to, just Morehouse as a staff. I was raised, what if black power worked? And I'm the product of it working.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we was the richest, had the most, a working class family, but I was right there in the neighborhood with Cynthia and Billy McKinney, right there with neighborhood with, the King family, right there in the neighborhood with the Russell family. So I learned that if I focused, if I tried, I could do it. And this album is a testament to that kid in this city growing up. It has, very tragic moments like shed tears, where as a man you talk about going in that bathroom in the morning, getting that crowd before you have to take care of the women and children, to just moments of exuberance where you hear scientists and engineers with me, Future and Dre 3000 just having a Dungeon Family celebration on a weird, wild, wacky beat. But you have songs full of empathy like Something for Junkies. You got songs of loss like Motherless. You got bad rap songs like 2 Days. It's just a complete album, and I encourage you to listen to it start to finish, because at the end you're going to feel something.
So what's your favorite? And Mike, I know you're an honest person, so I know you're not about to sit there and tell me, well, I can't pick. It goes from the day to day.
There's no favorite song. I would say right now the song that means a lot to me is She's Not Here With Me. My mother, Denise, my grandma Betty, the Motherless. If you go watch the video, if you have a mother, it's gonna make you call her.
Yeah.
If you ever, how your mama used to make you watch stories like Imitation for Life, so you can see losing your mother at the end, you'll feel that little twinge of guilt. So if you have a mama, it's gonna make you call, and if you have a mother y'all falling, it's gonna make y'all forgive. If you don't have a mama, you're a member of the Motherless Club like me, you're gonna feel it. So in terms of what could prick your finger and you actually feel it, that's right now, I would go say that. But this album needs to be experienced. I sent it to Jay-Z, and he sent me back with, man, I love it, exclamation points. And he said, I felt like I went to see a movie at my aunt's. And when you go to your auntie house, there she might smoke a little drink.
Yeah,
you ain't supposed to watch, right?
Of course.
But it helps you. So this is meant to be, it's an audio movie. It's meant to be heard from start to finish, not in spots. So when the album drops Friday, find an hour to sit in yourself, burn some, to sip some whiskey in a room, or get in the barbershop with your homies and dedicate an hour to it, or take a drive from Douglasville to Conyers. And at the end of that experience, you're going to feel something. You're going to feel like you've seen something cinematic.
Mike, so what was your process in this? Because it sounds like a very vulnerable album. And when you were explaining it, I'm like, okay, he got in touch with his inner child, and it had to come out. So what was that like, kind of revisiting all of that?
I never got out of touch with my inner child. It's what allows me to be a creative. I still like all the same things, muscle cars, girls with boobs, you know what I mean? reading
what little boys like,
Yeah, I was, I was also a reader. My mom caught me reading Playboy. She knew I looked at the boobs, but she was like, she thought my dad was reading. I can't whoop the little guy for that. You know what I'm saying? But there also is a 9-year-old boy's imagination. Once of a child, I told my mom was only 16 years older than me. So I'll never forget. She was smoking a joint. My grandmother was probably listening to Alley Pat and Hosea Williams fight. My mom was smoking a joint. She had like a glass of wine. I told her, Mom, I want to be an MC, and she was like, F it then. That's what we gonna do. And that encouragement through every challenge propelled me forward. Miss Ely, my 4th grade teacher, said, Mike, you're too smart to be a rapper. You should be an airplane pilot. So when Mr. Berto from George High School gave me an opportunity to learn how to fly planes, me and Slim from 112, I accepted the challenge. I'm gonna go learn how to fly planes. I went and told Miss Ely, I love flying planes, but I still want to be a rapper. Miss Bishop, who was over the arts department at Frederick Douglass High School, taught us chorus. I said, Miss Bishop, I want to be a rapper. She said, boy, rappers come a dime a dozen. And when I snuck back in her class and I got the record deal and the kids seen me, this is 20 years ago, and went crazy, she just started crying. She said,
you went out.
I guess I owe you a dozen dimes. And I've stayed close to Frederick Douglass High School, the art department. So it is vulnerable, because being a black man is often vulnerable. Being a Southern, a working class man, is vulnerable. And I wanted an opportunity to show that the superhero, Killer Mike, that this 9-year-old kid invented, this superhero at the end of the day is just a black man trying his very best to leave a good name once he's gone.
News and Talk 1380 WAOK, Voice in the Streets, Unfiltered. If just tuning in, we are talking to the legendary Killer Mike, who has an album out next Friday called Michael.
Yeah.
All right, so Mike, I have so many questions, but I don't have enough time.
I'm with you.
All right. So here's a question. You have an interesting take on faith, right?
On faith, yeah.
Yeah, you have an interesting take on faith. You know, of course, I'm a fan, follower, Morehouse Band with you, like. So I know your story and stuff like that. So I saw in a lot of your promotional things that you've been dropping on social media, you've been at churches and stuff like that. What is your take on faith now as you've continued to evolve? You know, how does God play a role in your music and stuff like that?
You're listening to this album and you're witnessing the return of a prodigal son. Mm-hmm. I was raised in Mount Olive Baptist Church, but my grandmother would take me to these beautifully amazing, musically filled little Pentecostal churches where after you leave your main church, you go to your grandma, then you go into a club church. Yeah. All the guys that played in the same clubs my mom partying in, they were playing in the Pentecostal churches. So my faith is, you know, I've traveled the world. I've raised in the Abrahamic religions, although I don't claim an Abrahamic religion now. I was raised mainly as a Christian. I spent 12 years of my life studying and practicing Islam, and I read the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran to this day. I found that the best way to exercise my faith has been in the churches I'm familiar with as I've come back. But I'm a prodigal son come home. Yeah. I lost faith for a long time. I remember my white manager told me he thought I was an atheist. I was like, no, man. I was agnostic. I was questioning. Yeah. But I understand that we are put here for purpose, and Earth's original people look like me and you. So whatever decided the human being should be, it decided that we should be first. And I think that there's something holy that lives and divine that dwells within us. So I don't look for faith outside of myself. It's amazing that we pay the white folks who go on Oprah, we pay them a lot of money to say that to us. But Reverend Ike was telling our grandparents with this in the 70s and 80s. So I find myself smoking joints, listening to a lot of more Reverend Ike these days. Yeah. Who Allie Pat and Hosea used to argue about. Y'all go Google Reverend Ike. Oh, yeah. I know about Reverend Ike. He telling you the exact same things that you paying $50 and $60 for a book, and you can just catch it on YouTube for free. But God definitely dwells in each and every one of us, and I firmly believe that. And because of that, I try to act with good spirit and intent, and whatever I do, I try to remain sincere in it. But do I have a faith in God? Absolutely, and I hope God has faith in us.
Of course, He does.
Well, we're not talking about religion; we're talking about faith. Now, I can't tell you what to do religion-wise. Religion, you go whatever community if you want to be Amish and grow the beard and ride horses, then you would go there. If you want to be Mormon and have multiple wives and live out in the desert, then you go to Utah. You become Mormon. If you want to be a Muslim, a Sunni Muslim, and black, you go to Philly. So religion is not what I speak to. Faith, and faith just simply says that I have a belief in something unseen that I know has put me here, and I will go forward with that belief and spread that belief. I don't know what religion tell you. I can toss a coin on it. The one I like is when you get to smoke weed and you can have more than one wife. So I guess it's a hybrid of Islam and Rasta. Right? Yeah,
And Rastafari.
I'm Bob Michael.
Yeah. All right.
Don't tell me I hope my wife is.
Oh, no. Yeah. You better get it.
Shouts out to Shay Bigger.
Shout out.
Better relax. Shay will be listening. All right. So, Mike, I know you don't like getting into the top 5 conversation, but I want to hear who are your top 5 influences?
My top 5. That's a great way to ask. I would say obviously you could hear from my vocal tone and my early raps and aggression. Definitely Ice Cube. Scarface ultimately is to me the Emcee's MC. I would then go to Roxanne Shante because she was just a bad little heifer. Yeah. Oh my gosh, she was amazing. I would then I would say, Big and Dre, but I put them on the same. I just use them as that one thing as them because Outkast, and then fifth, I say the Goody Mob as a group.
Yeah. I always say that
and you know what? Let me go current because those kind of stuff. Outkast and Goody Mob the same was the Dungeon Family. T.I. Because to me you can only be as sharp as your friends are, and when you jumping in the booth with your friend and he's top tier, not only is he one of the rawest rappers, he's a hit maker. Yeah. So Tip is always someone where if I get, you get like, oh man, I don't feel creative, I just go put in like a Tip verse. So I'm saying, I feel creative now. Right. So Tip is definitely.
Yeah. To get you out of it, I feel like there's so many stories and so many things like that you've experienced and you've done and you've accomplished for being a leader in the city and stuff like that. Yeah. But just on some hip hop too, because we celebrating 50 years of hip hop. What was it like for you to jump on Grammy Award winning record The Whole World, or when Bone Crusher calls and says, hey, I Need You for Never Scared, which to this day
is a classic.
I've seen you performed it in front of, State Farm. Every time they play, what was it like for you, or what is it like for you to know that you put this type of stamp in not only Atlanta culture but in hip hop?
I mean, it was dope. It was 20 years ago, so it was dope. But I don't rest on my laurels. That's where you get left behind. When the whole world came on, Big was just like, hey, you shouldn't come to the club with us tonight. You ought to stay and try to figure out getting on this. My thing was I was a rabid dog. I'm trying to eat whatever's in front of me because I want a shot. I didn't want to be standing on the corner in Adamville. I didn't want to be coming out the apartment at certain. I didn't want to. So I had to do it. So for me, never scared. I mean, I'm sorry, me with the whole world. My thing was I'm finna make sure they hear me, and I went in there and I tore that verse up. I knew
that's one of my favorite songs.
Catch a beat running like Randy Moss.
And Randy sent me my jersey. But after Dre and before Big, I stepped up. So, when I got that Grammy, I knew I deserved it. You know what I mean? And when it comes to Never Scared, originally it was me, Bone Crusher, Reese, and Bigelow. I don't know how they figured it out or how it got worked out, but a different version got done for Atlanta. I remember Dan from Bone Crusher's smaller label. Dan, came through like, hey, kid, we're going to keep your verse. And I got Tip, jumping. They had Tip jump on. I was like, oh, my God, the Atlanta version is crazy, too. And it ended up being the national version. So I was happy that Crusher, as a homie, put me down. I was happy Reese and Bigelow first allowed me on it. I was happier when Tip jumped on it because then it was me, Crusher, and Tip, just three dudes from the West Side. And it was me and Tip. I just love rapping with Tip. You know what I mean? If y'all done heard 40 Acres from me and Tip, if y'all done heard Big Beats from me and Tip, like me and him just, we peanut butter jelly on the microphone. So I just, man, I'm happy to have been featured. Popping Tags, happy to be featured. Good Morning, released last year with Pusha T and Black Thought. I'm happy. Royce the 5'9" has called me up. So I've probably stylistically been a better rapper than anybody's top 5 because I've did more styles.
You go across the board.
I played in every league. I played on every type of verse, every type of beat. Like I'm one of the only guys that can rap on an Outkast album. The same thing, pop up at a Royce the 5'9" show. You know what I'm saying? Same time, pop up at a T.I. show. So from underground to above ground, I did my thing. And I think, when at the end of it, they're gonna say, man, that boy, he was a lot better than even we thought. And them the ones who already knew how good I was.
Yeah, you're
a living legend.
MC.
Now, I mean, you gotta understand. We always knew Atlanta was the Yeah, we didn't never doubt it. I mean, the world opened up and we was like, cool. But you know what I mean? It was beautiful to see Lil Jon change the music world. It was beautiful to see what Outkast and Goody Mob had certified, all the way certified, and couldn't look back. It was good for black people to start coming out here and not only just singing and dance, but working in the industry. The black people you see behind the cameras, you guys behind these microphones, it just provided and it blossomed, it opened up economy, opened up opportunity and commerce. So, man, it was amazing. You standing outside the club in Buckhead, Mike Vick is right next to you.
Yeah.
That's an amazing experience. And what I love about Atlanta is it is always that close, always that worker class, always that no matter how highfalutin you get, black folks don't stay away from each other.
Right. All right, so Mike, I know we got to go. Tell the people how they can follow you, find you, the album, what you want them to listen to, everything.
Man, so I'm Killer Mike, man. I hope you guys enjoy it. I want to let you guys know that I'm going to be at what's the church, Rhonda? What is it? I'm going to be at the House of Hope on Monday. What time?
From 7 to 11.
7 to 11. Shouts out to Dewey Smith, man. Shouts out to our Morehouse brother, Dewey.
There we go.
So y'all come out and see me Monday. Next week, I'm going to be running New York doing some press, but I'll be back. The album be dropping in. I'm nominated for a regional Emmy next Saturday. I hope we bring that home. Hope this album does well. But just know, if you out there in Atlanta, if you out there, you done reach that 35 to 55 age. I don't like what the young kids doing anymore. They didn't make an album like they used to make. And, this is an album like they used to make, and I suggest you download and listen to it with the young people you be complaining about. All right, I love and respect y'all immensely, man. Thank y'all.
Yo, Killer from the Ville, Run the Jewels. Definitely tap in with Michael.
Album come out next Friday
on
Michael.
16th. Yep.
There you go.
Midnight Thursday, you can download it. You can party.
There you go. News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Voice in the Streets, Unfiltered, filling in for DB. We'll be back. Mike, appreciate you.